Start this one. Right. Good afternoon, students. See, in the previous classes, we discussed regarding isotopes, isobar, isotone, isoelectronic species, and their general characteristic properties. We discussed. Now, in today's class, we are going to discuss about electromagnetic radiations. What is electromagnetic radiation? What is the nature of electromagnetic radiation? See, the nature of electromagnetic radiations was studied to overcome the drawbacks which are present in a Rutherford atomic model. See, Rutherford proposed a planetary model of atom. There are some drawbacks. To overcome the drawbacks, the scientist has studied the nature of electromagnetic radiations. What is electromagnetic radiation and how these electromagnetic radiations are produced. Okay, so all those today we are going to discuss here. So what is meant by electromagnetic radiation? So when does electromagnetic radiations are produced? So electromagnetic radiation is nothing but it is a combination of both electric wave and magnetic wave, which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Simply, when a charged particle is moving under acceleration, when a charged particle is moving under acceleration, both electric field and magnetic field are produced. And the produced electric field and magnetic field are propagated in the form of waves, which are mutually perpendicular to each other. So when a charged particle is moving under acceleration, then both electric field and magnetic field are produced. These are propagated in such a way that both electric wave and magnetic wave are mutually perpendicular to each other. Right. See, so this is an electric wave radiation. This is electric wave and this is the magnetic wave. Means like this. Actually here electric wave is present like this on the plane, this plane. Then magnetic wave will present like this above the plane and behind the plane. Again above the plane, behind the plane. Means suppose one wave is moving like this in this plane and one more wave will move like this towards forward and backward. So this wave and this wave both are mutually perpendicular to each other. Means so electromagnetic radiation consists of both electric wave and magnetic wave which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now let us see here. I'll show in the screen here now. Just watch this. Yeah, here this is nothing but electromagnetic wave. So this consists of one wave in the plane, one wave perpendicular to the plane. Like this, the radiation which consists of both electric wave and magnetic wave which are mutually perpendicular to each other is called as electromagnetic wave. Yes, just here, here it is clear. So this is the electromagnetic spectrum. Nothing but here with blue color one plane is there, with black color one plane is there. This blue color plane and black color plane both are mutually perpendicular to each other. So in that one is electric wave and one is magnetic wave. So like that. So electromagnetic radiation consists of two waves. That is both electric wave and magnetic wave which are mutually perpendicular to each other. So the radiation which consists of both electric wave and magnetic wave which are mutually perpendicular to each other is nothing but known as electromagnetic radiation. Okay, right. So what are different types of electromagnetic radiations? Light, visible light, that is an electromagnetic radiation. See, different types of electromagnetic radiation: gamma rays, X-rays, UV means ultraviolet radiations, visible, infrared rays, microwaves, radio waves, TV, otherwise are long radio waves. TV waves are long radio waves. So these are different types of electromagnetic radiation. So gamma rays, X-rays, UV, ultraviolet rays, visible, infrared rays, microwaves, radio waves, TV waves, or long radio waves. These are different types of electromagnetic radiations. Okay. So then before cosmic rays will be there. These are all known different types of electromagnetic radiations. Then electromagnetic spectrum. See what I drawn here, represented here, this is known as electromagnetic spectrum. What is meant by electromagnetic spectrum? See, electromagnetic spectrum is nothing but the arrangement of different types of electromagnetic radiations. Here, I have represented different electromagnetic radiation in the decreasing order of their frequencies or increasing order of their wavelengths. So these are just a range, approximate range of wavelengths and frequencies mentioned here. So the arrangement of different electromagnetic radiations in the decreasing order of their frequency or increasing order of their wavelengths is known as electromagnetic spectrum. So this is known as electromagnetic spectrum. Right. Then, so what are the characteristic properties of electromagnetic radiations? In which medium the electromagnetic radiations can propagate? So as you know, for the propagation of sound, a medium is required. But for the propagation of electromagnetic radiations, no medium is required. Even through vacuum, so these electromagnetic radiations can pass. So for the propagation of electromagnetic radiation, no medium is required. Without any medium, these electromagnetic radiations can propagate from one place to another place. And what about velocity of these electromagnetic radiations? See, the velocity of all electromagnetic radiations is equal to the velocity of light. What is the value of velocity of light? We use the symbol c. So this is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So irrespective of the wavelength and frequencies of these electromagnetic radiations, all electromagnetic radiations are having velocity equal, which is equal to velocity of light. Suppose if they ask the velocity of visible light is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second, then what is the velocity of ultraviolet rays? Same velocity. All electromagnetic radiations are having equal velocity, which is equal to velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So once again, electromagnetic radiations. The radiations which consists of both electric wave and magnetic wave which are mutually perpendicular to each other is called electromagnetic radiation. So these electromagnetic radiations are produced whenever a charged particle is moving under acceleration. Then, so different types of electromagnetic radiations, if we arrange in a particular order, that is in the decreasing order of their frequency or increasing order of their wavelength, the arrangement obtained is called as electromagnetic spectrum. Say out of these radiations, only a small portion of electromagnetic radiations are visible to our eyes, which is nothing but known as visible region. This is only this small portion is visible to our eyes, which is having a wavelength of 400 nanometers to 760 nanometers. Means our eyes can identify, can sensitive towards the light of wavelength 400 nanometers to 760 nanometers. If the wavelength is less than this or more than this, so we cannot find out that light or electromagnetic radiation with our eyes. So the electromagnetic radiations having wavelength of 400 nanometers to 760 nanometers is visible to our eyes. And again, this visible region contains different colors, which is nothing but what we represent as VIBGR: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Among visible light, violet light is having a lowest wavelength, and red light is having a highest wavelength. Only this wavelength range is visible to our eyes. Approximately the frequency in the range of 10 power 14 to 10 power 15. So this is known as electromagnetic spectrum. Right. Now, so what is the nature of this electromagnetic radiation? Whether these are having particle nature or wave nature. So to explain this electromagnetic radiation, two different theories are proposed. Let us see what those are. So the nature of electromagnetic radiation can be explained by two different theories. The first one is wave theory. The second one is Kurzweil theory. So two different theories are proposed to explain the nature of electromagnetic radiations. Now let us discuss wave theory first. Afterwards, we'll go for Kurzweil theory. Wave theory. So wave theory of electromagnetic radiation. So this wave theory, that means wave nature of electromagnetic radiation was first proposed by the scientist Huygens. Scientist Huygens proposed the wave theory of electromagnetic radiation, and that was well explained by Maxwell. The scientist Maxwell has explained the wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. That means he proposed that whenever a charged particle is moving under acceleration, it produces two types of waves, both electric wave and magnetic wave, and this electric wave and magnetic wave propagate from one place to another place in the form of waves, which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Then based on this wave theory, he has explained the characteristics of the wave. Then what are the characteristic properties of a wave? First one, wavelength, represented by the symbol lambda. So the Huygens proposed that electromagnetic radiations are having wave nature, and Maxwell explained that electromagnetic radiations, that is electromagnetic waves, are produced, which consists of two components, electric wave and magnetic wave, which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Then, so let us see some characteristic properties of this electric wave or magnetic wave. The first one is wavelength. What is wavelength? So if you take an electric wave or any wave here, so the symbol of wavelength is lambda. And then what is the wavelength? Length of a wave. See, the wave consists of two parts. One is a crest, another is trough. This is called crest and this is called trough. Now, the distance between any two consecutive crusts or the distance between two consecutive troughs is known as wavelength. The distance between two consecutive crests or the distance between two consecutive troughs is known as wavelength. Or the distance between any two consecutive similar points, not only crest and troughs. The distance between any two consecutive similar points is known as wavelength. Let us see here. Now I'll take one point here. This is a point. What is the consecutive similar point? This one. Now this distance is also known as wavelength. The distance between two consecutive crests or troughs or any two similar points is known as wavelength. Then what are the units of wavelength? See, wavelength is generally expressed in terms of angstroms or nanometers or picometers. Even meters or centimeters also you can use, but electromagnetic radiations are having a very low wavelength. That generally expressed in terms of angstroms or nanometers or picometers. Even you can use centimeters or meters also. But most commonly used terms are angstrom, nanometer and picometer. So what is one angstrom? So 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meters, which is equal to 10 power minus 8 centimeters. So 1 angstrom is 10 power minus 10 meters or 10 power minus 8 centimeters. 1 nanometer. Nano means 10 power minus 9. Nanometer 10 power minus 9 meters, which is equal to 10 to the power of minus 7 centimeters. This is 1 nanometer. Picometer. Pico means 10 power minus 12. So 1 picometer is 10 power minus 12 meters, which is equal to 10 power minus 10 centimeters. So these are the units which are commonly used to represent the wavelength. So this is the first characteristic property of wave. So the distance between two consecutive crests or two consecutive troughs or any two consecutive similar points in a wave, that is called wavelength. The units of wavelength are either centimeters or meters or angstroms or nanometer or picometer. So 1 angstrom is 10 power minus 10 meters. 1 nanometer is 10 power minus 9 meters. 1 picometer is 10 power minus 12 meters. So this is regarding wavelength, the first one. Next, come to the second one. The second characteristic property, frequency. Use the symbol nu. The symbol for frequency of a wave is nothing but nu. Yeah, then what is frequency? So if you take one particular point, this is a point. Through this point, in 1 unit time, how many waves can pass out? For example, like this, the wave is passing. Through this point, in 1 unit time, how many waves can propagate? Means number of waves that are passing through a point in 1 second. That is called as frequency. Or if it is a cyclic, if a particle is moving in circular path, then the number of cycles completed per unit time, that is frequency. Number of cycles completed in 1 unit time, that is called as cycles per second. Or in case of waves, number of waves that are passing through a point in 1 unit time. Means if you take 1 second as a unit time, In 1 second time, how many waves are passing out through a particular point? That is called as frequency. So number of waves that are passing through a point in 1 unit time, that is called as frequency. See, the units of frequency is hertz. Simply use the symbol Hz. Hertz are the units of frequency, or cycles per second. These are the units which are used to represent frequency. Okay, and see, the frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength. If the wavelength is more, for example, see here, like this is their wave, and one more wave is like this. Here wavelength is less, here wavelength is more. If wavelength is more, number of waves that are passing through a point in 1 unit time will be less. If wavelength is less, see for example like this, the wave is there. The number of waves that are passing through a point in 1 unit time will be more. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 waves are there approximately. Whereas here 1, 2, 3 waves nearly. Here only one wave is there. So here wavelength increases. As wavelength increases, number of waves that are passing through a point decreases. That means frequency of a radiation is inversely proportional to wavelength. More the wavelength, lesser the frequency. And we can equalize these by multiplying with a constant which is known as a c. C is nothing but velocity of light. So where c is equal to velocity of light, which is nothing but 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. Now this is the relation between wavelength and frequency. So by knowing frequency, we can calculate wavelength, or by knowing wavelength, we can calculate frequency by applying this relation. See once again regarding frequency. Number of waves that are passing through a point in 1 unit time is known as frequency. The units of frequency is hertz, or cycles per second. Okay, or per second simply you can write. So per second, or hertz, or cycle per second, these are the units of frequency. And frequency is related to wavelength, which is inversely proportional. Means the frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength of the radiation. Means as wavelength increases, frequency decreases. There is number of waves that are passing through a point decreases. And we can equalize that by multiplying the constant c, which is known as velocity of light, and its value is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. This is the second characteristic property of wave, frequency. Now come to the third characteristic property, wave number. So what is this wave number? Let us see. Here I have taken a 1 unit length. Let us assume the distance between these two lines is 1 meter. Right. Just compare these two here. Here in 1 unit length, let us assume this is a 1 meter length from here to here. In 1 unit length, here one wave is there. In 1 unit length, here 3 waves are there. So here wave number, the symbol we use a nu bar. Nu bar is the symbol used for wave number. So this wave number is nothing but number of waves that are present per unit length. Means per unit length how many waves are present, that is called as wave number. Now here what is wave number? 1 per meter. Here wave number is 3 per meter. Means per 1 meter length there is one wave here, whereas the same per 1 meter length 3 waves are present here. Means number of waves that are present per unit length, that is called as wave number. Okay, and the units of wave number is per meter, otherwise per centimeter, commonly used. And this wave number nu bar is nothing but equal to the reciprocal of wavelength. The reciprocal of wavelength nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. Okay, that is the wave number. Let us see how we'll get here. Here what is the distance? 1 meter. How many waves are there? One wave. One wave per 1 meter. So what is wavelength here? 1 meter. In case of this, wavelength is equal to 1 meter. In case of this, what is the total length? 1 meter. In that 1 meter, how many waves are there? 3 waves are there. Then what is wavelength? Wavelength lambda is equal to 1 by 3 meters. Now let us see here. First relation I will apply here. Lambda is equal to 1 meter. Now if you take lambda is equal to 1 meter here, 1 by 1 is equal to 1. Then for first case, what is wave number? We got 1 per meter. Now for the second case, I will apply same here. Nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. What is lambda here? 1 by 3 meters. 1 by 3 meters, which is equal to 3. Correct na? So wave number is nothing but equal to reciprocal of wavelength. So nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. Then how wave number is related to frequency? Nu is equal to C nu bar. This is the relation. So that means a nu frequency is directly proportional to nu bar. Means per unit length, if more number of waves are there, then through a point more number of waves can propagate. That means nu is proportional to nu bar. Frequency is directly proportional to wave number. Per unit length, more number of waves are there, then more number of waves can passing through a point per unit time. So nu is proportional to nu bar. Then we can equalize this by multiplying with the velocity of light. Nu is equal to C nu bar. This is the relation between nu and nu bar. See once again. Wave number nu bar means number of waves that are present per unit length. So in 1 unit length, how many waves are present? This is called as wave number nu bar. And the units of wave number is per meter, otherwise per centimeter. The relation between wave number and wavelength is wave number is the reciprocal of wavelength. Nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. And the relation between wave number and frequency is nu is equal to C nu bar. Frequency is directly proportional to wave number. Then we can equalize by multiplying with a constant known as velocity of light. So nu is equal to C nu bar. This is the relation between frequency and wavelength and wave number and wavelength. Right. This is a third characteristic property. Next, one more, amplitude. Used by the symbol A. See, this amplitude is nothing but height of the crust. For example, this is a wave. Now one more we will take same here. See. If observe here, this wave and this wave both are having same wavelengths. Wavelength is same for both the waves. Here the length and here the length is same. So wavelength is same. What the difference between these two waves is amplitude, height of the crest or depth of the trough. Both are always equal for a wave. For a wave, height of the crest and depth of the trough both will be same. So here this is the height, this is depth. For the same for this wave, this is the height of the crest, this is the depth of the trough. And that height of the crest or depth of the trough is nothing but known as amplitude. So amplitude is nothing but the height of the crest or the depth of the trough. The height of the crest or the depth of the trough is nothing but known as amplitude of electric wave. And the units of amplitude is just similar to units of wavelength, nothing but either angstroms or nanometers or picometers. These we can use as units of amplitude. And one more term, velocity. The symbol V, nothing but wave velocity. So wave velocity is nothing but the distance traveled by a wave in 1 unit time, just like as a velocity definition. The distance traveled by a wave in 1 unit time is known as wave velocity. So these are some characteristics of wave electromagnetic radiations. See once again, a wavelength. The distance between two consecutive crests or troughs or between any two similar points is known as wavelength. Next, frequency. The number of waves that are passing through a point in 1 unit time, that is called frequency. Wave number. Number of waves that are present per unit length, that is called wave number. Amplitude. Height of the crest or depth of the trough is nothing but known as amplitude. Velocity. The distance traveled by a wave in 1 unit time is known as velocity. So these are some characteristic properties of wave theory. That means wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. Then what is the relation among these terms? Let us see once. The first one is frequency nu is equal to c by lambda. This is one relation. This is the relation between frequency and wavelength. The second one is nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. This is the relation between nu bar and wavelength. And third one is nu is equal to c nu bar. This is the relation between wave number and frequency. So if you are comparing two different electromagnetic radiations here now, then nu 1 by nu 2 is equal to lambda 2 by lambda 1. Here also if you compare two electromagnetic radiation, then nu 1 bar by nu 2 bar is equal to lambda 2 by lambda 1. And the relation between these for two electromagnetic is nu 1 by nu 2 is equal to nu 1 bar by nu 2 bar. Okay, so based on this some simple problems they are asking, means nothing but wavelength, frequency, wave number. Out of these three terms they will mention any one term, and by using that we should calculate the remaining all. Okay, an example on simple problem I will give you here. An yellow light has a wavelength 580 nanometers. Then calculate frequency and wave number. Yeah, this is the given question here. An yellow light has a wavelength of 580 nanometers. Then calculate the frequency and wave number of the radiation. Okay, right. So how to calculate here? Just what was given and what you have to calculate first identify. The given is wavelength, means lambda. So given wavelength lambda is equal to 580 nanometers. This is equal to 580 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. This is wavelength. Okay. What you want to calculate here? One is frequency, another is wave number. First part I will solve here. So as we know that, what is the relation between wavelength and frequency? Let us see here. This is the relation. The relation between wavelength and frequency is frequency nu is equal to c by lambda. What is the relation? Nu is equal to c by lambda, where c is equal to nothing but velocity of light. What is the velocity of light? 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second divided by wavelength 580. So 580 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Just if you simplify this, answer you will get in terms of per second. So this meter units get cancelled. The remaining units are nothing but per second. Okay. So let us simplify this. You can get the answer here. Frequency. And one more, second part. So in second part, what you want to calculate here? Wave number we have to calculate. So what is the wave number? As we know that, see what is the relation between wave number and wavelength. So this is the relation between wave number and wavelength. So nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. Yes, as we know that nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. So this is equal to 1 by, what is wavelength? 580. 580 into 10 to the power of minus 9. So if you simplify this, answer you will get, this is meters, and it comes to numerator becomes per meter. Then just simplify this, you will get answer in terms of per meter. So like this, when wavelength or frequency or wave number, any one term given, we can calculate the remaining two. Or sometimes they will ask a relation by giving two different electromagnetic radiation. They will give the ratios of wavelengths, and they will ask what is the ratio of frequency or what is the ratio of wave number, like that. Then we can apply these relations. So this is regarding the wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. Yes. Then what are the merits and demerits of this wave theory? So this wave theory of electromagnetic radiation can explain the interference of waves as well as the diffraction of waves. Like the combination of waves, the interference as well as diffraction of waves can be explained. But this wave theory is unable to explain some concepts. What those are? The first one is black body radiation. What is black body? What is black body radiation? Or what is the nature of black body radiation? That was not explained by this wave theory. Second one, this wave theory cannot explain photoelectric effect. So what is photoelectric effect, and what are the features of photoelectric effect? That was not explained. Next, third one, the variation of heat capacities of solids with temperature. That means heat capacity of solids is different at different temperatures. So why the heat capacities of solids vary with the temperature? That was not explained. And spectra. Spectra with a special reference to emission spectrum of hydrogen. So these four concepts are not explained by this wave theory. See once again, wave theory cannot explain black body radiation. It cannot explain photoelectric effect. It cannot explain the variation of heat capacities of solids with the temperature. It cannot explain spectra with a special reference to emission spectrum of hydrogen. So these concepts are not explained by this wave theory. For that, later after studying the nature of black body radiation and photoelectric effect, one more theory was proposed, which is known as the Kurzweil theory. This is also called as a particle theory, which was proposed by Max Planck. Okay, so what is black body? What is black body radiation? What is photoelectric effect? What are the features of this photoelectric effect? After that, what is this Kurzweil theory? In the tomorrow class, we'll discuss. Okay, thank you.